We've got Senator Linda Collins Smith with us. Welcome back.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks for having me on today.
The reason I wanted to have you on, first of all, I mean, your area, I know you live in Pocahontas, and, you know, the levee broke. It's underwater. I just wanted to check in with you to see how you were doing, but also how your constituents are doing.
Well, I really appreciate you checking on us. Of course, we were in such a, it was just a critical situation for a while, and of course, the water has receded some, which has given some relief. It really has. They were doing rescues. Day before yesterday, there were 13 rescues in our area alone, and I know that there's still water all around us, and they're getting it. You know, a lot of that water is going down toward Walnut Ridge and south, going on down south. So, you know, it's not over around here. There's still a lot of concern as people want to try to go back and see, you know, their homes. They get closer to the water, so we just really want people to stay out of the water and do what our emergency personnel tell them and be safe. So in Pocahontas, the water's receded some. You can get in East Pocahontas on into the business district now. We went in and opened our doors to try to at least get our upper level was where we could put some of the crews that want to come in and start doing some cleanup. Some folks went in there last night. We got them in the room. So at least there's some people who were able to come into town around the Long Way. We saw that they moved the guard and some of our emergency personnel to farther out to the edges of town. And we had a few businesses, like our restaurants, were able to open. And that is a good sign. The people are just, there's no complaints. People are just responding. They are wanting to help. They're giving all of their energy to help. Neighbors coming out. We had, in my district, we had Sharp County and Fulton County brought in the rain yesterday a trailer load of stuff, enclosed trailer of things to give to the emergency shelter. And they turned out, it was just wonderful. Today, Highland School, they're doing a little rivalry thing with our Pocahontas Redskins and the Highland Rebels, and they're here working at the command center, cooking for volunteers, and it's just great to see, and all the warm hearts. People are just, you know, at the center that are displaced. They're so appreciative, and so are the volunteers to see others turn out. And everyone has a kind, giving heart, and they know they need to. And it's just wonderful for us to see everyone just pitch in a time of need. There's just it's not negative. It's just response, immediate. What do you need? And we thank everyone for that. This is a long haul. This is, we're still in the middle of the daily needs, immediate needs for these displaced families. And one day we'll be in recovery. Right now we are in the middle of still our crisis. So, we have we have the Pocahontas website, by the way, if you don't mind me giving that to you.
Yeah.
They can go and see what the daily needs are. Sometimes we run out of things at the shelter, and when we list those daily needs, people go in and fill them, and we appreciate that. So I want to ask for my community. I'm kind of bad to ask for myself. I'm a giver, so I want to ask the community people to give if we're out of something for those displaced folks or for the volunteers that come and work out there in that rain.
All right. They can see this on the website. What's the website?
It's www.cityofpocahontas.com.
Okay. So cityofpocahontas.com. That's cityofpocahontas.com, and they go to the website and they can find a list a list of things, supplies, and what you're out of. And so that would be what people can send y'all's direction.
Thank you. Yes, and that'll help. And that emergency shelter's for anyone that needs to get this shelter. That is the old Randolph County Hospital and Nursing Home. So it's set up with rooms, and it is a great shelter. It's just set up with the restaurant. With the kitchen. They have hot meals for people there. They have folks cooking. It is fantastic and with giving hearts. So please use that shelter if you're in need. We can get you there. We can find you and you need assistance, just let us know.
I'd like to get your thoughts briefly, and I know this is not as pressing because, like, you guys are still in the crisis, and you know, this still all this water, but we got 100,000 acres of rice gone, what we're told, 10% of the crop, if not more, because they're saying it could get worse. What's that going to do for Arkansas's economy? That cannot. I mean, it's a terrible disaster for our economy, isn't it?
It is, and let me talk about then now. I've been through this before. As you know, my businesses were on that side of the river, and I have one over there now. And I have to say, going through this in 2011, and I stayed on that side of the river. We were split the last time, and I have to say, we've watched that devastation, and our communities have gone through this before. It is our farmers, it is our businesses, but it's also our local government, cities and counties, and our state. This is a major disaster. This is a long-term effect. It is not going to be gone in 2 weeks. When the water's gone and the news media quits coming, Paul, this problem is not over. The cleanup will go on for a long time. The money runs out in your local communities, and those businesses and farmers, because that's their business, that cleanup, the money runs out, and you're trying to figure out how to keep things going, whether or not you can. Is your situation, what was the economy like the year before? Were you able to go borrow money to survive? So there's a lot of factors go on here that play into whether or not you can continue business. So I appreciate, and I read another article by Congressman Croft that he did, not an article, but he had done an interview. And I have to say, I can't wait to hear your interview with Congressman Crawford, because I appreciate his tone and his demeanor in saying we have tax dollars and this is a natural disaster and we were hit hard. So if we're going to use tax dollars, the word is if the government's going to use tax dollars to help people or to give out, then look at this area. We want our area then to benefit with our tax dollars, because it is disastrous, and the effect is going to be long in this area. So I appreciate you for bringing that up, and I think that...
And I'm worried, you know, you have the governor who recently had to cut $70 million from the budget because of revenue shortfalls for this budget that we're about to, end here in a month or so. And then he, a couple days ago, cut $43 million from next year's budget. And now we have the news that we've got, massive rice crop, devastation. We're going to have tourism issues. I know people love to go to Pocahontas, the rivers there, the fishing. And you look at north central part of the state, the amount of rain we've had for lake season, it's going to, tourism is going to be a factor. Less money in people's pockets. That means less money to go to fund the state government. And I just feel like we could be really hurting here in 6 months.
Oh, we will be. It's just a fact. And when you say that, people need to understand that after government, it's sad that government's our number one industry in Arkansas, but the second one is agriculture, and the third is tourism. So our second and third largest industries in Arkansas, and government being one, and guess what? We just cut the budget, right? And if we have no ag and tourism, you're going to have to cut it again, because they're our number two and third. So you've hit the nail on the head. Those largest industries suffer, and so they're going to suffer. And so we have to really pay attention to making sure people can go to work, that those incomes can also support their families, so that we're not also having to support them. And we just really appreciate that our congressmen and that our senators are coming. They will be assessing damages in the area as soon as they can, and if they can get here and tour those areas and the water's receding, they can really see what's going on. I know they've seen the photos of the actual flooding. They've seen the water. Now, as the water recedes, they get to see the true damages. Mm-hmm. And so I hope that we have a meeting, and that's something that I would like to call for, is that we meet with our delegation, and that we all come together to say what can be done to not only help the current situation, but in the future to make sure that as we say we're going to make, plans to not have some of the damages as severe in the future when water comes, what can we do so that we can maybe channel water another way? Because
right.
building levees higher, for many of us, think that causes damages to be much greater. When that water comes
right.
and you build it to that high level, can drown the whole community.
Yeah.
So we need to look at what we can do to help make things maybe a little better.
Senator,
and I just
go ahead.
Yes, appreciate you for getting the word out, for working with Congressman Crawford today to alert the public on things that are going on, because this has a long-lasting effect for not just our area that was hit directly by water, but for the entire state of Arkansas.
Senator Linda Collins-Smith, thanks so much for stopping by, letting us know what's going on, and be safe, and appreciate who you are in the community.
Thank you, Paul. We appreciate you very much for letting people know what goes on in the state of Arkansas.
All right. Be safe.